What's going on, beautiful people of YouTube? It's Renebean. Welcome to another episode of live video game hunting series. I started up so I can show you all the finds, whether it's yard sales, flea markets, thrift stores, even apps on my phone. It doesn't matter. You get to see it. Go ahead and announce the winner to last episode's contest. That winner is, I gotta look over here on my cheat sheet, Elijah Hatfield. You got yourself $20 store credit to my eBay store. Not only can you find video games, you can find just about anything. Just hit me up on Instagram, claim your prize. If you guys out there want to be entered into the next episode's contest, rules are super simple. Obviously, be subscribed to the channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Really supports the channel and lets YouTube know there's people that actually like to watch these videos. And leave a comment down below. Hopefully something positive. Links to everything in the description. That's where you'll find my eBay store, Macari account, Twitch, Instagram, most importantly. If you ever had any questions, it's all in that description. Guys, I'm super excited about this week. Got some amazing finds. I'm looking at one of them that about broke my back right here. You're going to see it all. Anyways, guys, sit back and relax. Let's shekel up. Alright everybody, welcome back to another episode. As always, let me know what you guys have found out there in the wild recently. I love hearing about all the things that are still being discovered today. So here we are with our first pickup, and I'm at a Goodwill I don't normally get to go to. Glad I was able to stop because I'm able to pick up two games. Excellent flip items right here. They're usually always overlooked. And that is a Tiger Woods The Masters. This is PGA Tour 12. A lot of people tend to leave this one behind, and it's an easy $20 game. And the second game you see me pick up here is Guitar Hero Warriors of Rock. While not as lucrative as the other one, this one's only maybe 13 bucks or so, but it did have a bonus disc inside. And anytime I'm at a Goodwill, same system, same game in that package, well, guess what? That's a two-for deal if you ask me. So just remember, be on the lookout for certain Tiger Woods games. I believe for the, the 8th Gen 360 PS3, 2014 is when they stopped making them, so usually those are definitely worth picking up. And for the Wii, I think 2012 was the last year that they had a Tiger Woods game, so be on the lookout for them. So for this next pickup right here, the people that watch my vlog episodes where I just kind of go over, cleaning, repairing consoles, flipping them, things like that, just what I do mostly for being a game hunter collector, just all the things you got to deal with, they know about this pickup right here. This was posted on Facebook, and it was a TV, a very specific TV, and it just said, to whoever comes and grabs this, it is entirely free. Now you may be thinking to yourself, well, it's just a TV. What's the big deal about this? Well, like I said, it's a very specific TV. This is a Sony Trinitron, and I am so excited to pick this thing up. And you know what? This thing it was posted for a few days. I actually messaged him. I was like, listen, I can't make it out today. And I can tell he was actually kind of angry with that because so many people said that they were going to come pick it up and everybody would just bail on them. I actually had a legit reason for not being able to come out. Number one, it was a little bit far for me to drive, and I was not on that side of town. And number two, I didn't have the vehicle that I needed to load this thing up. So I sent him a message. I was like, listen, man, I absolutely want this TV 100%. If no one grabs it by tomorrow, I give you my word, I will be there. I'll have room in my truck, and I will grab it. And sure enough, I did. I was on that side of town. I had everything ready. The plan was in motion. I was on the way. And I didn't even realize this thing, number one, had the remote and had this really awesome stand to go with it. It was a major upgrade for the game room. Now, be careful, though. Not all Sony CRT Trinitron TVs are sought after. Some of them actually don't perform very well at all for older gaming systems. So do your research. I can't remember the exact model on this one. I believe it's the VC or SCV 100. A very nice model. The only issue I had with it is it had geometry issues where some of the corners were concave, but 3 or 4 beers later, and I sort of fixed it, and then the next day I fixed it entirely. So it was well worth the trip, well worth me lugging this absolute unit down like 80 stairs. And if you've never loaded a CRT TV, I'm telling you, eat your spinach now because these things are not light, people. It was a hassle to get this thing into the truck, but I got it. It was free. It's a very nice TV, and the picture is absolutely beautiful. So speaking of Facebook, I've actually been having some really good luck with Facebook Marketplace. Believe it or not, right before I started doing this narrations, I got another score coming later on tonight. You'll probably see in the next Sunday video. So that's one thing we got looking forward to. So anyways, I saw that this person had posted a 2DS slot, and it had 6 games with it, and he wanted $63. Meaning, I don't know, unless he picked $63, he most likely had it up for $70. No one bought it, and then it dropped the price. It was the first time that I saw it, because sometimes you don't necessarily see everything in order, or posts can get buried, and they just kind of go unnoticed. But luckily, I did see it, because the 6 games you're going to see, very nice selection of stuff. And there's one game specifically that I'm so excited to have back in my collection, because anytime there's a game that is new that comes out and I want to play it, I'll buy it, I'll beat it, and I'll resell it while the cost is high, and then hopefully later down the road I'll pick it back up, whether it's half a year to a year later, and I'm going to get it for dirt cheap. That's how it is with any new game that I get. I always beat it, sell it, and then get it again when I can find it for $1 in a box somewhere. But what makes this pickup special is not only do I get this 2DS with the 6 games you're going to see for the agreed upon 60, I think is what we had. I said, do you happen to have any other older games? And he's like, man, I have a whole bunch of stuff. I'll send you some pictures later on tonight. I didn't rush him. I had hopes that he actually would, and he did. He sent me some pictures of a whole bunch of stuff right here you're going to see. So you're going to see here with these DS games, these 3DS games, that some of them are very nice. You had Paper Mario Sticker Star. This one right here, extremely overlooked, Bravely Default. If you look at it without its case, it just looks like something standard. Pokemon Y, which a lot of Pokemon games have dropped dramatically in price, which is fine by me. And then The Legend of Zelda Link Between Worlds. I am so happy to have that game back in my collection, because I wanted to play it again for such a long time, and now I can. Now, the one downside to this pickup right here, because he's still bringing more stuff over, you're going to see it's not everything in this lot. But the one downside is, in his post, it said that he had the cases for Pokemon Y and The Legend of Zelda, which I was like, oh, that's awesome, because I need this Zelda for my shrine. It'll look very nice. He was unable to find them, but for the price that I paid for everything, and I'll tell you here at the end, it was still a phenomenal deal. And I'm telling you, this was just a Game Boy haven right here, and there was even a Game Gear thrown in there. The Game Boy SP was a 001 unit, but it worked flawlessly. I mean, that thing was in very nice condition. The only things that were in bad condition was the white Game Boy Advance and then the red Game Boy Color. I got them both working perfectly and looking really good. Like I said, from the people who watch my vlog episode, they've probably seen a handful of this stuff already. Now look at this. The Legend of Zelda, the Collector's Edition, the gold cartridge of Ocarina of Time. Very happy to have this. That actually is going right into my shrine, and I cleaned that thing up. It looks beautiful. So as you can see, it's just a random assortment of games, some really nice stuff thrown in there, some really nice Game Boy Advance games, and you really got, I'm telling you, if you do not know how to distinguish a real and fake Game Boy Advance game, go on YouTube, look, there are a handful of videos that kind of show you how to quickly spot a fake, at least while you're out in the field, because you really don't want to be duped. You'll see me pull out Metroid Zero Mission right there, and that's actually a pretty high-end Game Boy Advance game in the Metroid series, and that's when I'm really kind of scrutinizing it. So you probably want to know the price of everything that I paid for this lot right here, which was the price that he wanted, and I didn't haggle him down. I'll say this, the Nintendo 2DS, the Metroid Zero Mission, and Bravely Default, I already sold those and covered the cost of all this. He only wanted $120 for everything that you see here. Gave it to him gladly. I was able to add some really awesome stuff to my collection, and there is plenty of room to make some more. That way I can add even more to my collection. So this was an awesome pickup. I was very grateful for it. So this pickup right here is at the flea market. It was a Friday morning. I don't know. I got there a little late, 9:30. There wasn't that many yard sales I was able to go to. That's why I decided to stop at the flea market. It was real hot that day. It's like 90, 93, around that. It peaked pretty good, so that kind of, it acts just like rain around here at least. Scares people away if they don't have, a little pop-up canopy. They're usually gone by 11 o'clock. So this lady, as I was walking by, I saw that she had some PlayStation 2 games, PlayStation 1 games just kind of scattered about. I was like, sweet, here's something to look at. But there were two downsides with this lot. Number one is it's a bunch of loose disc items. And number two, there's a handful of it that had some pretty good scratches. There wasn't nothing too crazy in this lot either. I did come away with 3 items, 3 games, and then 1 empty case here. Now you can see as I pull out this Marvel Ultimate Alliance, I already knew what was going to happen. Like, all these games are out of their cases because she told me she had a bag in front of her full of just random empty cases. And I come across this a lot where she has told her son to, hey, make sure all the games are in there. So instead of putting everything back in its original case, because God forbid that'd be too much work, right? He just loads everything in a bag and hands it to her. And the poor thing, she was sitting here trying to dig through all these, because I told her, I was like, well, here's a few games that I might be interested in. And you see her pull out this enormous bag right here, and I was like, oh my goodness, I'm about to have this lady digging through all this. I was like, you don't need to worry about all this, but at the same time, I was like, well, hell, there might be something interesting in here. So I didn't stop her. I let her look. I mean, you can see here, she pulled out a whole handful of stuff, which was nice, because she pulled out this little binder right here that had some additional CDs in there. And this is where I was able to find a few things that I wanted. I picked up this one case right here, Puzzle Star Suite, that's what it was. For PlayStation 1, I didn't have it. My wife loves puzzle games. I was like, this might be a good one to pick up. Nothing high-end or anything, but it just looked interesting. And another thing is, she was just very nice to talk to. She was very friendly, and I love that whenever I meet new people. You know, I'm a very friendly person as well, so I love talking to people. And maybe it's a southern thing. Down here, a lot of people are not secluded at all when it comes to communicating with each other. We're very open for the most part. You do have your occasional people that you would just love to, you know, throat punch and then be on your way. But for the most part, everybody's very nice and easy to talk to. And she was, most definitely, and that's why I kind of wanted to help her out. She just got there. She hasn't made a sale. I asked her how much she wanted for any of these games. She said $1. Obviously, that's a good deal. The games you see me pick up, there's nothing extremely crazy, but I do get to add a few to the collection that I wanted to play. One of the bad things about the pickup, obviously, is nothing is in its original case. There were so many games missing. There were some that I would have picked up had I actually found the disc, but I couldn't. I do come across this Micromaniacs Racing. The disc wasn't in there, but I do remember that it was in that little binder. So this was one that I was able to pick up. I don't know what it is about PlayStation 1 racing games, but there's a lot of hidden gems when it comes to that genre on that system. So I pick up the Puzzle Star Suite that you see up top, as well as the Micromaniacs Racing, and then a Scooby-Doo game, which I was fairly certain I did not have. Turns out I did, but I find myself making that mistake all the time, buying doubles. It's just hard to keep up with a collection of the size that I have. But anyways, $3 was all I paid for all this. It was not a bad deal at all. I got 2 games that I did not have for the collection, and one that I'll just probably have to bundle with the system later down the road. So you may have seen this spot a handful of times. I think the last episode had a lady holding some huge wooden snake people left comments about, but I usually always have luck here, and today was no exception. I find 2 pickups you're going to see. The first one being this really awesome Doom display poster right here. It was like a really thick cardboard kind of weird material. I don't know. I asked her how much she wanted. She said $0.25. I said, I'm going to give you $1. I mean, come on, people. I couldn't give her $0.25. This thing's too damn cool. Plus, usually what these people sell, it's always for a charity. I believe they run like a cat organization. They, you know, for, like, help people with cats and adoptive, things like that. It's just a wonderful cause. $1 for a big Doom poster. Come on, guys. So I lied to you out there. It was actually 3 pickups. Now that I'm doing this narration, I'm like, oh yeah, I got 2 different things from this guy right here, because I came back later. But as I was walking around the corner, I just see 2 random NES games on top of this box. I was like, sweet, I absolutely love finding NES games out in the wild. Picked them up, and there was one that I did not have, which is always a wonderful moment. Now, see what's crazy is I knew right away, like, just from everything that these guys are pulling out there, they are bona fide resellers. They usually know what they have. You'll see them pull out lots of antiques and vintage items. Usually that's like the #1 sign at a yard. So you see someone with a handful of, you know, antiques, it's automatic reseller. But these guys are so damn cool. They did not want eBay prices for any of this. Look at this really wild, like, Rob ripoff. I almost got that thing. I probably should have gotten it. They probably would have sold it to me for like $5. I'm probably kicking myself down the road. But the 2 games you see me pick up was Adventure Island, which I did have, but I'm going to sell that to recoup the cost. But one I didn't was Roller Ball. Awesome pickup for $7. Now, like I said, I let them set up a little bit and came back, and that's when I found these 2 very awesome board games. Look at this right here, the original Pac-Man. If you remember from a handful of episodes back, I actually found the Miss Pac-Man. Now I got the actual Pac-Man, the original, and that thing's actually worth quite a bit. The ones that I looked up for the condition of mine, and it is complete. Everything was in there. I did check, worth like $60 to $70. This Batman game right here kind of let me down. I don't know much about board games. If I'm going to pick them up, it's really just for a display showpiece, or if I just automatically know I can resell that thing and put some money right back into the wallet for the collection itself. And it just kind of let me down because, I mean, this is not worth that much. Maybe, you know, $20, $25. And I asked him, I was like, man, how much are you getting on these board games? And I'm telling you, this is a strategy. Try it out sometimes. You'd be surprised on how well it works. Just let them talk and don't say anything. And you think I'm crazy. I'm telling you, next episode, I'm really going to try to give y'all just some actual, you know, voices. I'm gonna turn on the audio and let y'all hear just how it works. But anyways, I was like, man, how much do you want for these things? And he's all like, let me get $10 a piece for them. I didn't say anything. I just held them. And he saw that I was holding both of them. He's like, you know what? You can have them both for $15. And then right there, that's the haggle point. And I was like, man, would you take $12 for both? Now, see, if I would have came at him with the $12 offer immediately when he said 20, I probably would have got denied. But he gave them both to me for $12. Phenomenal deal right there. These guys were very awesome to talk to. Now, I don't want you to think I'm rude by not saying anything. Like, you know, we looked at each other right when he said that, and, you know, I kind of nodded, you know, and I didn't say anything then. That's you know, if I just stood there holding the games, not saying anything, that'd be kind of dickish, but the haggling process worked. So now that I got 2 sets of recording glasses, I may start being able to get some actual live audio. So let's look forward to that hopefully next week. So here we are with the final pickup right here, and this is really random. This was like 11 o'clock of the day. I was winding down, about ready to head home, and this was a freestyle, but it's a freestyle that I've been to plenty of times. I guess you couldn't really call it a freestyle. It was a freestyle for me because I didn't really mean to stop there. I was on my way to one final sale, which turned out to be a bust. And this place I've been to multiple times, and sporadically they have games. But what's nice is it's usually different people set up like every other time, so you usually got a pretty good chance. And right away you see me come across 3 games right here. Or at least the 3 games you're actually going to see me pick up. And that is Metal Gear for the PSP. Obviously Pokemon Gale of Darkness, which was like claimed immediately once I posted it on Instagram. And then I got the KOA Round 2, the Kangaroo, right there for the GameCube. I paid $5 for all 3 of those. Obviously that is a phenomenal deal. But I'm telling you, for being this late in the day, this is like right off the side of the road. It was just surprising to see them randomly sitting on the shelf. Asked them if they had anything else hiding around. They didn't. But that's okay. I was still pretty happy about the find. So anyways, guys, that's all I got for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Now, for whatever random reason, you're going to see me throw a hook ball because why not? I wanted to see what it would look like with the glasses on, and here we go. But anyways, guys, I hope you all take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. And I'm telling you, make sure you hit that thumbs up video. Let YouTube know that there's people out in this world that like watching these crazy videos. Take care, guys.